Hey, Scorpio. Come sit with me for a moment because what I'm seeing in your cards today is something we really need to talk about. This reading is about someone from your past, someone who walked away, and the question hanging in the air is whether you should even consider opening that door again if they come knocking. I know this hits deep for you because Scorpios don't just love casually. You love with your entire soul, and when someone betrays that, it cuts in ways most people can't even comprehend. Before we dive into the cards, I want you to take a breath with me. This isn't going to be one of those readings where I tell you what you want to hear. This is going to be honest, raw, and maybe a little uncomfortable. But I promise you it's exactly what your soul needs to hear right now. The universe has been preparing this message for you, and the timing of you finding this reading is no accident. So I just pulled my first card for you, and I'm looking at the moon here. And honestly, Scorpio, this card is speaking volumes about the confusion you've been sitting in. The moon is telling me that things with this person were never quite what they seemed. There was this whole layer of illusion, maybe deception, maybe just a lack of clarity, but the foundation wasn't as solid as you believed it to be. And here's what's really interesting. The moon is showing me that you're still in this space of not fully seeing the truth. You're remembering the good moments, the intensity, the connection, but you're viewing it through a filter of nostalgia rather than reality. Let me be really honest with you about what the moon is revealing. When this person was in your life, there were secrets, there were things unsaid, there were moments where your intuition was screaming at you that something was off, but you ignored it because you wanted to believe in the dream. The moon doesn't lie, Scorpio. It illuminates what's hidden in the darkness, and right now it's illuminating the fact that you've been romanticizing something that had serious cracks in it from the beginning. This person created an emotional landscape that kept you guessing, kept you hoping, kept you in this constant state of uncertainty. And for a Scorpio who craves depth and truth above all else, that kind of environment is actually toxic to your soul. What I'm seeing with the moon is that if this person comes back, you need to understand that the same patterns will likely emerge. People don't fundamentally change unless they do serious inner work, and the moon is suggesting that this person hasn't done that work. They might come back with pretty words, with apologies, with promises, but the underlying issues that caused the betrayal in the first place are still there, lurking beneath the surface. The moon is asking you to trust your intuition this time, to really listen to that inner voice that knows the truth even when your heart wants to believe otherwise. Now I'm pulling the second card, and I've got the King of Cups here, and this is really interesting because this card is representing you, Scorpio, or rather the version of you that needs to emerge in this situation. The King of Cups is emotionally mature, deeply intuitive, and most importantly, this king doesn't let emotions override wisdom. This card is telling me that you have the emotional intelligence to see this situation clearly, but you've been struggling to access that clarity because your feelings are so intense. The King of Cups is sitting here very calmly, very composed, and he's saying to you that real love doesn't create chaos. Real love doesn't require you to constantly question where you stand. Real love doesn't betray you and then expect you to just welcome it back without serious accountability. This king knows his worth, and he doesn't compromise his emotional well-being for anyone, no matter how intense the connection feels. And that's the energy the universe is asking you to step into right now. What's really powerful about the King of Cups appearing here is that it's showing me you've actually grown so much since this person left. You've developed a deeper relationship with yourself. You've learned to honor your emotions without being controlled by them, and you've started to understand what you truly deserve in love. The King of Cups doesn't play games, doesn't accept breadcrumbs, doesn't settle for inconsistency. And the universe is telling you that if this person does come back, you need to approach it from this King of Cups energy, not from the wounded, hopeful energy of who you were when they left. The King of Cups is also showing me that you have the power to make a decision from a place of emotional sovereignty. You don't need this person to complete you. You don't need them to validate your worth. You are whole exactly as you are. And any decision you make about whether to let them back in needs to come from that place of wholeness, not from a place of longing or loneliness. This king is telling you that you're strong enough to say no if that's what your soul truly needs. Pulling the third card now, and I'm seeing the Four of Swords and Scorpio. This card is so important for you to understand right now. The Four of Swords is about rest, about taking time to heal, about not rushing into any decisions. This card is literally telling you that even if this person does come back, you don't owe them an immediate response. You don't owe them your energy just because they've decided they want to try again. The Four of Swords is giving you permission to take all the time you need to think, to feel, to really examine whether this is something you want to reopen. What I'm seeing with the Four of Swords is that you've been through a lot emotionally, and your soul needs time to fully process what happened. There's been trauma here, there's been deep pain, and the universe is telling you that healing can't be rushed. If this person truly cares about you, if they've genuinely changed, they will respect your need for space and time. They will understand that trust isn't rebuilt overnight, that wounds don't heal just because someone says sorry. The Four of Swords is showing me that rushing back into anything would be a mistake, because you haven't fully healed yet, and you haven't fully detached from the old patterns. This card is also talking about the importance of mental clarity. Right now, your thoughts might be swirling. You might be going back and forth between wanting to give them another chance and knowing you deserve better. The Four of Swords is asking you to find stillness, to meditate on the situation, to really tune into your inner wisdom. What does your deepest self know to be true? Not what you hope, not what you wish, but what you actually know in your bones about this person and this situation. The answer is already inside you, Scorpio. You just need to get quiet enough to hear it. Now for the fourth card, and I'm pulling the Six of Swords, and this is such a significant card because it's literally about transition, about moving away from troubled waters toward calmer shores. The Six of Swords is telling me that you've already started the journey away from this pain. You've already started moving forward with your life, healing, growing, becoming a stronger version of yourself. And the question the universe is asking you is, do you really want to turn this boat around and go back to where you came from? The Six of Swords shows someone in a boat moving forward, and there's no looking back in this card. The energy is about progression, about leaving behind what no longer serves you, about trusting that better things are ahead. And I'm seeing very clearly that if you allow this person back in without serious changes and accountability on their part, you're essentially rowing backward. You're undoing the progress you've made. You're returning to the very shores you worked so hard to leave behind. What's really powerful about the Six of Swords is that it's showing me this journey you're on isn't just about getting over this person. It's about discovering who you are without them. It's about learning to trust yourself again. It's about understanding that you don't need someone who betrayed you to come back and validate your worth. The Six of Swords is a journey toward emotional freedom. And the universe is asking you if you're willing to potentially sacrifice that freedom for someone who already showed you they don't know how to cherish it. I also want to point out that the Six of Swords often appears when we need to make a conscious choice to leave something behind. It's not always easy, it's not always what we want, but it's what we need for our highest good. And I'm feeling strongly that the universe is showing you this card as a reminder that you have the power to choose yourself, to choose your peace, to choose your future over your past. The person who betrayed you is part of your past, and the Six of Swords is asking you whether you want to keep them there or bring them into your future. Pulling the fifth card now, and I have the Ace of Pentacles and Scorpio. This is so beautiful because this card is about new beginnings, new opportunities, new foundations. The Ace of Pentacles is telling me that the universe has something solid and real waiting for you, but you can't receive it if you're holding on to something broken from your past. This card represents a fresh start, tangible manifestations, real and stable love or opportunities that are grounded in truth and consistency. The Ace of Pentacles is showing me that there's a new chapter trying to open for you, but you're standing at a crossroads. One path leads back to what's familiar but unstable, and the other path leads towards something new that's being built on a much stronger foundation. This card is practical, it's earthy, it's real. It's not about fantasy or hope or wishing someone would change. It's about what actually is, what's tangible, what you can build a real life on. What I love about the Ace of Pentacles appearing in this reading is that it's confirmation that you're not meant to go backward. You're meant to plant new seeds, to start fresh, to build something that actually has the potential to grow and flourish. If this person who betrayed you comes back and they haven't fundamentally changed, they're not your Ace of Pentacles. They're not your new beginning. They're the old ending that you keep trying to rewrite. The universe is telling you that your real new beginning, your real solid foundation, is somewhere else entirely. The Ace of Pentacles is also talking about self-worth and knowing what you deserve. This card is asking you to raise your standards, to understand that you deserve someone who shows up consistently, who honors their commitments, who treats your heart like the precious gift it is. You deserve the Ace of Pentacles energy and love, which is stable, reliable, growing, and built to last. Don't settle for anything less just because it's familiar. Now I'm pulling the sixth card, and I'm seeing the Queen of Wands and Scorpio. This card is fire. The Queen of Wands is confident, passionate, independent, and she absolutely knows her worth. This card is showing me the version of you that exists when you're not dimming your light for someone else, when you're not making yourself smaller to accommodate someone's inability to handle your intensity. The Queen of Wands is you in your power, and she's asking you a very important question right now. The Queen of Wands is sitting here looking at you and saying, would the most empowered version of yourself take back someone who betrayed her? Would she compromise her standards because someone from her past suddenly realizes what they lost? The answer the Queen of Wands is giving me is absolutely not. This queen is magnetic. She's vibrant. She draws people to her naturally because she's so comfortable in her own skin. And she knows that anyone who would betray her trust wasn't worthy of her energy in the first place. What I'm really feeling with the Queen of Wands is that you have this incredible power within you. This fire, this passion, this ability to transform your life completely. But that power gets dampened when you're in relationships that don't honor who you truly are. The Queen of Wands needs freedom. She needs respect. She needs a partner who can match her intensity without trying to control it or diminish it. And I'm getting the sense that the person who betrayed you couldn't handle your Queen of Wands energy. They felt threatened by it, or they took it for granted, or they tried to dim it somehow. The Queen of Wands is telling you to reclaim that fire. Don't let anyone back into your life who made you feel like you were too much or not enough. Don't let anyone back in who couldn't appreciate the gift of your love when they had it. This queen knows that she's a catch, and she's not interested in convincing anyone of her value. And that's the energy you need to embody when making this decision. Would the Queen of Wands welcome back betrayal? Or would she move forward knowing that her throne is reserved for someone who truly deserves to sit beside her? Pulling the 7th card, and I have death here, and before you get scared, let me tell you what this card is really about. Death in tarot is about transformation, about necessary endings that make room for new beginnings, about the natural cycle of letting go so something better can emerge. And in the context of your question about whether to accept this person back, Death is giving you a very clear message. Death is telling me that the relationship you had with this person has already died. What existed between you before the betrayal no longer exists. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, Scorpio. Sometimes things need to die so we can be reborn into better versions of ourselves. The Death card is showing me that trying to resurrect what was is fighting against the natural flow of transformation that's happening in your life. You can't go back to what was because you're not that person anymore, and hopefully they're not that person anymore either. But here's the thing. Death wants you to understand. If this person comes back, it wouldn't be a continuation of what you had before. It would have to be a completely new relationship, built from scratch, with new boundaries, new understandings, new dynamics. And the question is this person willing to do that work? Are they willing to let the old version of your relationship die and build something entirely new? Or are they just trying to step back into a comfortable pattern because they miss what they had? Death is also talking about the transformation you've undergone since this betrayal. You've died and been reborn in many ways. You've shed old beliefs about love, old patterns, old versions of yourself that weren't serving you. And the Death card is asking you not to undo that transformation by reverting back to old dynamics with someone from your past. Honor the death, honor the transformation, and trust that what's meant to come next will be so much better than what came before. Now I'm pulling the 8th card, and I see the 2 of Cups here. And this is interesting because the 2 of Cups is traditionally the card of partnership, of mutual love and respect, of balanced give and take. But in this context, it's asking you a crucial question. If this person comes back, will it truly be a 2 of Cups situation? Will there be balance? Will there be mutual respect? Will there be equal investment in making things work? The 2 of Cups is showing me what's possible in love when both people are showing up authentically and honestly. It's beautiful, it's harmonious, it's exactly what you deserve. But the 2 of Cups only works when both people are bringing their best selves to the table, when both people have done their healing work, when both people are committed to honoring the connection. And I'm seeing very clearly that in your past relationship, the balance was off. One person was giving more, one person was taking more, and that imbalance is what led to the betrayal. What the 2 of Cups is asking you to evaluate is whether this person has genuinely changed enough to create true partnership with you. Have they examined why they betrayed you? Have they done the inner work to understand their patterns? Are they coming back with concrete actions and changes, or just words and promises? The 2 of Cups doesn't exist on hope and potential. It exists on reality and equal effort. And if this person can't show you through consistent actions that they're capable of being a true partner, then what they're offering you isn't the Two of Cups at all. This card is also reminding you that you deserve reciprocity in love. You deserve someone who meets you halfway, who values you as much as you value them, who would never dream of betraying your trust because they understand how precious it is. The Two of Cups is the standard, Scorpio. Don't accept anything less than this balanced, mutual, respectful love just because someone from your past is knocking on your door. Pulling the 9th card now, and I have the 6 of Wands, and this card is about victory, about success, about coming out on top. And Scorpio, the 6 of Wands is showing me that you've already won by walking away from betrayal. You've already succeeded by choosing yourself. This card is telling me that your victory isn't in getting this person back. Your victory is in recognizing your worth and refusing to settle for less than you deserve. The 6 of Wands shows someone riding high, being celebrated, feeling proud of their accomplishments. And that's the energy available to you right now if you keep moving forward rather than looking backward. You have so much to be proud of. You survived betrayal, you're healing, you're growing, you're becoming stronger every single day. That's your 6 of Wands moment. Don't diminish that victory by going back to someone who made you question your worth. What I'm really feeling with the 6 of Wands is that the universe wants you to celebrate how far you've come. You're not the same person who was betrayed. You're wiser, you're stronger, you have better boundaries, you understand yourself better. That's success, Scorpio. That's the victory. And the 6 of Wands is asking you to honor that growth rather than potentially undoing it by accepting someone back who hasn't proven they've grown too. The 6 of Wands is also talking about recognition and respect. When this card appears, it's saying that you deserve to be recognized for your value, you deserve to be respected for who you are, you deserve to be celebrated by your partner. And I'm seeing that the person who betrayed you didn't do those things adequately before. If they come back, the 6 of Wands is saying they need to show you through their actions that they see your worth, that they respect you deeply, that they're prepared to celebrate you rather than take you for granted. Anything less than that is not worthy of the victory you've already achieved. Now for the 10th and final card, and I'm pulling the King of Pentacles, and Scorpio. This is such a powerful card to end on because the King of Pentacles is all about stability, security, and building something that lasts. This king is mature, responsible, reliable, and he follows through on his commitments. And the universe is showing you this card as a representation of what you should be looking for in a partner, and also as a reflection of the standards you need to hold yourself to in this situation. The King of Pentacles doesn't make rash decisions. He's practical, he's grounded, he looks at the facts rather than just the feelings. And in the context of whether to accept back someone who betrayed you, the King of Pentacles is asking you to be practical about this decision. Look at their track record, not just their words. Look at their actions over time, not just their promises in the moment. The King of Pentacles builds slowly and steadily, and he doesn't invest in foundations that have already proven to be unstable. What I love about the King of Pentacles, appearing as your final card, is that it's showing me you have the wisdom and strength to make the right decision here. You don't need anyone else to tell you what to do. You already know in your gut what's right for you. The King of Pentacles is confirming that you have everything you need within yourself to create the stable, secure, lasting love you desire. And if this person who betrayed you can't offer you that King of Pentacles energy, then they're not the one. The King of Pentacles is also reminding you that your worth is not dependent on anyone choosing you. You are already the prize. You are already valuable. And anyone who gets to be in your life should feel grateful for that privilege, not entitled to it. This king knows his value, and he doesn't negotiate with people who can't see it. That's the energy I want you to carry with you as you navigate this situation. So, Scorpio, after looking at all these cards together, here's what I'm seeing as the overall message. The universe is telling you that you've already moved forward, you've already grown, you've already started building a better life for yourself. If this person who betrayed you comes back, you need to evaluate them through the lens of who you are now, not who you were then. You need to see them clearly, without the illusion of the moon, with the emotional maturity of the King of Cups, with the discernment of the King of Pentacles, and with the confidence of the Queen of Wands. The cards are not saying you can't give this person a second chance, but they are saying that if you do, it needs to be on completely different terms. It needs to be after they've proven through consistent actions over time that they've genuinely changed. It needs to be after you've taken all the time you need to heal and gain clarity. It needs to be with boundaries that protect your heart. And it needs to be with the understanding that you're not going back to what was. You would be creating something entirely new. But honestly, Scorpio, the energy I'm getting from these cards is leaning more toward moving forward without this person. The Six of Swords, the Ace of Pentacles, the Six of Wands, Death, they're all pointing toward new beginnings, toward growth, toward victory, toward transformation. They're showing me that your best future is ahead of you, not behind you. And while the Two of Cups shows that real partnership is possible, it's not suggesting it has to be with this specific person. I want you to really sit with these cards and ask yourself some hard questions. What would the most healed, empowered, self-loving version of you choose in this situation? Would she welcome back betrayal, or would she trust that something better is coming? Would she compromise her peace for comfort, or would she have faith in the new beginning the universe is preparing? Would she make decisions from fear of being alone or from confidence in her worth? You don't owe anyone a second chance just because they ask for one. You don't owe anyone your forgiveness just because they apologize. You don't owe anyone your heart just because they decided they want it back. What you owe is to yourself. You owe yourself honesty. You owe yourself respect. You owe yourself the courage to choose what's truly best for your soul, even if it's scary. And Scorpio, I know how intense your love is. I know how deeply you feel everything. I know that when you love someone, you love them completely, and the thought of walking away from that kind of connection feels impossible sometimes. But I need you to understand something crucial. The intensity of your feelings doesn't mean the relationship is right for you. Sometimes we feel intensely about situations that aren't actually healthy for us. Sometimes the strongest pull is toward what's familiar rather than what's good for us. The universe is giving you a chance right now to break a pattern, to choose differently, to honor yourself in a way maybe you haven't before. If this person comes back, you have the opportunity to set the standard for how you expect to be treated going forward. You have the opportunity to require real change, real accountability, real proof of transformation before you even consider opening your heart again. And if they're not willing to meet that standard, you have the opportunity to walk away knowing you chose yourself. I want you to remember something as you sit with this reading. You are not defined by whether this person comes back or whether you take them back. You are not defined by this relationship at all. You are defined by how you treat yourself, by the standards you hold, by the respect you demand, by the love you cultivate within yourself. And from where I'm sitting looking at these cards, I see someone who is so much stronger than they realize, someone who has so much beautiful growth ahead of them, someone who deserves a love that would never make them question whether it's worth fighting for. Trust yourself, Scorpio. Trust your intuition. Trust that you've already survived the worst of this, and anything that comes next is going to be better, because you're choosing it from a place of wisdom rather than wound. Trust that the universe has something beautiful planned for you, and it might not look like what you expected, but it's going to be exactly what you need. I'm sending you so much love and strength as you navigate this situation. You've got this. You're going to be okay no matter what you choose. And honestly, I think you're going to be more than okay. I think you're going to be amazing.